Deep in the mountains and forests of Japan, there are forgotten villages where it feels like time has stopped. These quiet, abandoned places once bustled with life, but are now empty and silent. What caused people to leave? Before revealing the abandoned villages in Japan, let's first examine the reasons behind their abandonment. The primary cause of Japanese villages being abandoned is the decrease in rural populations. Japan is currently experiencing a demographic shift due to an aging population and the rapid growth of urban areas. For several decades, younger generations have increasingly moved to major cities like Tokyo, Osaka, and Nagoya in search of better job opportunities and education. As a result, rural regions are seeing a steady decrease in population. This migration is further worsened by Japan's low birth rates, as many young people choose to delay or avoid having children because of economic pressures and lifestyle preferences. As more people leave rural areas, these communities are struggling to stay vibrant. Many towns and villages are becoming emptier, with older residents making up a larger share of the population. The loss of younger workers has created labor shortages in key industries such as agriculture and healthcare. Furthermore, rural schools are closing down due to a lack of students, and local businesses are finding it difficult to survive because of a shrinking customer base. This population decline also affects the social fabric of rural areas. With fewer people living in these regions, it becomes harder to maintain social services, infrastructure, and local traditions. The aging population often faces increased isolation and health issues, and there is a growing demand for specialized care and support. However, without younger people to contribute to the workforce and help care for the elderly, these problems are only getting worse. To combat this issue, some rural areas have begun trying new approaches to attract young people back. These include offering financial incentives, promoting remote work, and creating opportunities for entrepreneurship in the countryside. Despite these efforts, reversing the trend of people moving from rural to urban areas remains a major challenge, especially in light of Japan's larger demographic and economic issues. Many villages in Japan once thrived thanks to industries like mining, forestry, and fishing, which formed the economic backbone of these communities. These industries played a key role in local economies, providing stable jobs and steady source of income for many rural families. But over time, changes in the global economy, advancements in technology, and the depletion of natural resources led to the decline or complete closure of these industries. For example, the mining industry, which had been essential to some rural areas, experienced a significant decline as easily accessible resources were exhausted and new, more efficient extraction techniques in urban areas took over. Fishing villages also suffered as fish stocks decreased and global competition grew. As these industries diminished, the economic support that once helped these villages disappear. Without a strong economic foundation, local businesses and services began to struggle, leading to rising unemployment and people leaving for better job opportunities in cities. This economic decline plays a major role in the depopulation of rural Japan. Furthermore, rural villages in Japan have been greatly affected by natural disasters like earthquakes, tsunamis, and typhoons, which have caused some areas to be abandoned. After major disasters hit those rural villages, the cost of rebuilding was often too high, especially in areas where populations were already shrinking. For example, villages located in coastal or earthquake-prone regions suffered heavy damage during major disasters, making it too expensive to restore the infrastructure and housing. In these cases, the Japanese government intervened, offering resettlement programs to move affected people to safer or more economically stable locations. Although these programs were intended to provide better living conditions for those displaced, they also led to the abandonment of many villages that could no longer support their communities. In addition to the impact of natural disasters, government policies have also contributed to the abandonment of rural villages. Over time, the Japanese government has encouraged urbanization and efficient land use through policies that promote the relocation of populations from rural areas to cities. Now let's discuss the abandoned villages in Japan. The first one on the list is Gankanjima, and excuse my lack of Japanese pronunciation. It is also called Hashima Island. It's arguably the most famous Japan's abandoned villages. Situated off the coast of Nagasaki, it was once a bustling coal mining town during the industrial boom of the 20th century. At its peak, over 5,000 people lived on the island, all working in the coal mines that form the backbone of the local economy. The island is known for its dense cluster of multi-story concrete buildings, many of which were residential blocks for miners and their families. Its nickname, Gankanjima, meaning Battleship Island. But as the coal industry declined in the 1960s and the mines closed, the island was abandoned in 1974. Today, the island serves as a haunting reminder of Japan's industrial past, with its decaying buildings and empty streets creating an eerie atmosphere. Another abandoned village is Okinoshima Village. Okinoshima Village, located on Fuki Island in the Gato Islands, was once a lively community known for its fishing and agriculture. In the 1970s, however, the village began to see a significant decline in population as younger people left for larger cities in search for better job opportunities. Its remote location, combined with limited economic prospects, made it difficult for the village to survive. As a result, most of the villagers moved away, leaving the area abandoned. Today, the remnants of Okinoshima Village are still visible, with crumbling houses, overgrown paths, and deserted shrines, standing as silent witnesses to the once thriving community. The next village is Kawamata Village. It's located in Fukushima Prefecture. Was one of the many rural areas severely impacted by the 2011 Fukushima nuclear power plant. Residents were forced to evacuate nearby towns and villages, including Kawamata. Though some cleanup efforts have taken place, many parts of Kawamata remains abandoned, with homes, farms, and public buildings left to decay. While some people have returned to the area after radiation levels were deemed safe in certain parts, much of the village remains empty, as lingering fears about radiation and the loss of jobs have kept many from returning.